Greetings and welcome to my daily devotional for Wednesday, the 15th of March. And our reading is from Galatians chapter 3 and verses 20 and 21. Now, a mediator implies more than one person, but God is one. Therefore, is the law against the promises of God? Definitely not. For if a law had been given that could give life, then indeed righteousness would have come from that law. Paul assumed that some might question what he was saying. They might have said that he was saying that the law and the promise were opposed to each other. What Paul was saying was that the promise was the only way that life could be given to mankind. It did what the law was unable to do. In Romans chapter 5 and verse 8, we can see that the promise is only agreed to by God and does not require the agreement of man. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. I would suggest the law was a demonstration of God's law, but that the promise of God to Abraham demonstrates a greater love of the Father to us sinners. Obedience to the law did not bring life. Instead, it brought a burden, because it could not justify, that is, make right, the deeds of people. The law leads people to see their sin with no hope of being put right with God. In Romans chapter 3 and verse 20, Paul wrote, "For no one can ever be made right with God by doing what the law commands." The law simply shows us how sinful we are. Paul went on to say in Romans chapter 3 and verse 24, "The righteousness from God comes through faith in Jesus Christ to all who believe." It is Jesus who is the only one who mediates to us the promise of God to bring us abundant life. This begins now and continues into eternity. Today, let us give thanks for the tremendous promise of God to give us his amazing life.